All right, welcome back. So today I want to talk about something that I mentioned in my video three videos ago, I think, and that was something called the intruder technique. And it's not really a technique. And some of you guys in the comments were asking, "Hey, what was this? What did you mean by it?" And I did a little bit of an explanation in that video, but thought I'd make a separate video. And even though I kind of already made a video like a couple months ago about the intruder technique, but yeah, let's just get into it. So what is the intruder technique? Well, it's nothing to do with intruders. Like, that's not in my budget here. I know it sounds a little bit Diddy-esque, like Diddy's gonna intrude on you or something. We're fine there. He's perfectly in jail with Sam Bankman-Fried and everyone over there, the president of Honduras and everything. Not in my budget to bring Diddy to intrude on your privacy. But the intruder technique, and I have to clarify this many times, the intruder technique is not a technique to get your manifestation. The intruder technique is not things like state akin to sleep or affirmations or visualization or scripting. None of that. The intruder technique is a way to measure if you are in the state. It is a way to measure if you are changing your dominant assumption. It is a measurement on if you are shifting and if you have shifted. It is a measurement to basically know if you're doing this correctly. That's all the intruder technique is. It's just a way to measure if you're doing this correctly. It has nothing to do with anything else. It is not a technique for you to do to get what you want. It is only a technique to test where you are and to test if you are doing this correctly. Okay? So let's get into it. How do you use the intruder technique? So let's get into that, okay? Let's say how you use the intruder technique. And I've said this in many videos. The intruder technique is very simple, okay? Let's get into it. The intruder technique is basically this. Someone intrudes on your privacy, in your imagination, of course, not real literally. Someone, let's say you're sleeping, or let's say you're on your phone in your bedroom, or you're playing video games in your room or something. Let's say someone opens the door in your imagination, immediately opens the door, and they have one question to ask you, and they need you to answer it with your full, honest heart. And they need the answer right now. They are in a state of panic and a state of emergency. And the question they're asking you is, do you have your desire? That's all they're going to ask you. So let's say you're trying to manifest an SP. You're trying to manifest not being single. This person, imagine them opening your door as quickly as they can, and you're demanding one answer. And that is, are you still single? And your goal with the intruder technique is to measure if you are in the new state or the old state, the new story or the old story. Whatever you answer with first is your dominant state, your dominant assumption, your dominant thoughts. So if you answer with the old story first in your imagination, you naturally in your imagination answer with the old story first. That means you haven't shifted and you still have a lot of work to do. But if you are answering it with the new story, the new you, then yes, you are doing it correctly. If your natural reaction to someone opening your door right at this second and asking you, what is your desire? Or do you have your desire? Are you single? Do you have the money? How much money do you make? How much money do you make a month? If you answer that question immediately as the old you are still in that old story and you have a lot more work to do. You better get your ass to affirming or state akin to sleep or whatever technique you use. I think affirming is the best, so I'm just going to stick with affirming. You still have a lot of things to do. So that's the intruder technique. And again, the intruder technique is just a way to measure if you're doing this correctly. That's it. It is not a method to get what you want. I can give you guys a little bit of advice right here. You should use the intruder technique maybe twice a day. Twice a day, just imagine in your head someone calling you on your phone, your mom calling you on your phone or your friend calling you on your phone, and you have to immediately answer, and they are in a state of panic and they need you to answer this question right now. And your goal is to answer honestly. And if you answer with the new you, you've shifted and you're doing great. Answer with the old you got a lot more work to do. And you can have this scenario go anywhere. You can do anything with the intruder technique. It can be a phone call. It can be someone bursting into your door. It can be the FBI jumping through your chimney, guns pointed at you, you're held hostage. They have you tied up and they're like pointing a gun to your head. Are you still single? Are you still single? Are you still single? Whatever answer you give first, that is your dominant state. And your goal is, if the FBI does come to your house with pointing that loaded rifle at you, your goal is to answer with the new you. Okay? Hell, you can do a real intruder technique. You can have intruders, like not in your imagination, of course. You can have intruders bursting into your door. Windows are coming down. They're stealing everything. And they're like, hey, are you still single? And if you answer with the new you, if you answer, no, I am not single, then they'll be like, okay, we'll let everything go. But if you answer with the old you, or we're going to steal your air fryer, we're going to steal your PS5, we're going to steal your cat, we're going to steal everything. That's the intruder technique. You can go anywhere with this. It doesn't have to be just intruders. You can imagine you're at a Los Angeles Lakers game. You're at a Lakers basketball game and ISIS is coming down and they got their robes on. They got these grenades on their whatever suit or whatever. They're coming down with ropes. They have the entire stadium held hostage, and they bring you in front of the stage and they immediately point guns at you and say, hey, are you still single? Are you still single? Do you have your SP? How much money do you make? Your goal is to answer with the new you. Don't do that one because, again, the intruder technique, here's a little pro tip for you. You should just do it from a very quick scenario. You don't want to do a visualization because then you're just visualizing. The intruder technique, it should be short. It should be immediately. It should be like a 2-second visualization of someone bursting into your door, or just someone asking you a question. Like a phone call is more likely for some of you. Someone bursting into your door is more likely. Maybe don't do the whole ISIS, FBI, real intruders, because that's a little bit of a visualization. Your goal is just to, in your head, imagine someone in real life, but in your imagination right now, asking you the question, do you have your desire? And they are panicked and they need you to answer. And your goal is to answer it from the new you. Once you answer from the new you, you are in that new dominant state, and those are your new dominant thoughts, and you are doing this correctly. And if you are still answering from the old you, the you that doesn't have what they want, the you that are still single or doesn't have the money or still in that crappy job, then you have a lot more work to do. And this is why I would recommend affirming. Just affirm until that new story gets into your head. I'm not in that camp of, you got to let it go and let the universe do everything for you. I'm not in that camp. I'm in the camp of, I am desperate for my desire. I want my desire right now, and I'm going to affirm 1,000 times a day or 10,000 times a day to get that new story in my head. And this right here, the intruder technique, is a way for you to measure if you're doing this correctly, if the new story is in your head or is not in your head. That's how you do it. That is the intruder technique. It is not a technique to get what you want. It is a ruler. It's how you measure. And by the way, can I just say one thing? These people, one thing that always bothered me with that law of attraction and the Joe Dispenzas of the world, one thing that really bothered me with these people was that they would always say, oh, get into the vortex or get into the frequency. It's like, yeah, how am I supposed to know that? This isn't like a video game where I can like measure my health bar or something. They never give you the answer on how you know that you're in this stupid vortex. Like this, like when I think of a vortex, I think of like a Halo 1 CE remake that has just got announced, and the Pillar of Autumn is coming through the wormhole, like the portal. That's what I think when I think of a vortex. How am I supposed to know if I'm in a goddamn vortex? Abraham Hicks? Like, feel the frequency? How am I supposed to know? Do I shove a thermometer up my ass, and if the thermometer goes to red, then I know I'm in the frequency? Is that what I'm supposed to do? Because someone gotta tell me if that's what I'm supposed to do. I'll order thermometers right now and shove them up my ass. So, yeah, that just angers me when it comes to that. This is an actual way to tell if you are in the frequency or vortex and all this stuff. All this stuff is nonsense, by the way. But this is an actual way to tell if you are doing this correctly. The intruder technique is the only way to tell if you're doing this correctly, because you're answering questions right now in the immediate state right now, in the immediate moment right now of someone asking you this question in a panicked way, and you have to answer immediately as the new you. We're not doing the intruder technique versus inner conversations is very different. In inner conversations, it's slow, it's more normal, and you have more time in your imagination to build yourself up. When it comes to the intruder technique, you don't have time to build yourself up. It is immediate. It is someone opening your door right now and immediately asking you the question, do you have your desire? That is the difference between the intruder technique and all other inner conversation, visualization, whatever. Still good, but those are methods to get what you want. The intruder technique is not something to get what you want. It is a measurement. That is why I always do the intruder technique for me personally. And I made a video about it like 2 months ago, but I didn't give it that name. I called it something like the door open, whatever, something like that. But that's the intruder technique. You don't need any new intruders, no physical stuff happening. It's just in your imagination. Someone is panicked and they need you to answer this question in a 0.1 second or they blow up. Okay? Something like that. Something immediate. That's how you can tell that you're doing it properly. The intruder technique is the only way to actually tell if you're in this frequency or the vortex and all this stuff, okay? So yeah, I think I gave it the name intruder technique, so credit to me. But yeah, anyways, that's it for today's video. Hopefully this helped you guys out. Hopefully this clarified a few things. Make sure to like and subscribe, and let me know if you guys need any help in the comment section down below. I try helping you guys in the comments as much as I can. And yeah. Peace out.